Welcome back to another episode of the Carbon Cardboard Podcast, covering the Formula One card hobby. I'm your host, Bryan, Q3 Cards, joined as always with my good friend Scott from the P1 Castle.
What's going on?
Scott, you're looking rather festive tonight.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to get in the holiday spirit, Bryan. Christmas is only about a week away. You know, we're well into Hanukkah now, so it's and there's tons of other holidays that I'm probably forgetting, but yeah, it's holiday time, man.
I gotta say, I'm actually slightly jealous of your sweater. If you're not watching on YouTube, Scott's rocking an F1 sweater. I've got a couple that I break out around holiday time for holiday parties and stuff. I think I've got like a Snoopy one, him in Woodstock, and then also I'm in the past I've been a huge Star Wars fan, so I think I've got a Star Wars sweater too. That mostly to enter ugly sweater competitions, but man, that's got some drip on it, as the young kids would say.
Yeah, nice big F1 logo, little car. Yeah, we actually did get new ones for this year that we're gonna bust out at a friend's party. Matching Oracle Red Bull Racing ugly sweaters, so should be a good time.
It should be a good time. So, all right, today's episode, we are going to talk Paddock Pass, and we're going to talk a little bit about your involvement with Hearts of Empowerment. And Scott, this is what, your third or fourth year? Third year working with them. So a lot of great stuff that we'll share about that. And, anybody that's followed you for the last couple of years, they're going to know exactly, what's going on, but there's a lot of exciting things that you've got already posted, and we'll go through some of those and maybe tease some other things that people can be on the lookout. And of course, the proceeds going to the Hearts of Empowerment. So it's been a little bit since we last talked. Paddock Pass, my friend, I got to be honest, I haven't had the opportunity to open any yet. I've only been able to watch a couple breaks here and there. So this is going to be great because we're going to go through your overall thoughts of the product, get some insight onto some of the different parallels, some of the really cool inserts that are there. And one of the cool things is you are there opening cards as a breaker. It's kind of your business. So we've actually it is what you do in the P1 Castle. So we actually have some card images of things you actually already pulled. So that's pretty exciting. So, I mean, I guess, Scott, the last time out, we kind of gave the preview. Overall thoughts, I mean, I know you didn't have the opportunity to break it until this previous Sunday. So you've had it for about 4 days or so at this point.
It's crazy. It feels like I've had it for weeks. Like I've opened so much of it. And I mean, I guess, Chrome comes out for a new year and you go through, 30 cases in a week. But, at this point, I've opened 15 cases of Paddock Pass. So it's been a lot of fun.
Those are rookie numbers. You got to pump those up.
I know. Well, I missed, I missed release day and Saturday, but we're getting there. I mean, it's also like, it's not something as readily available as Chrome either. So, you got to kind of pace yourself a little bit. I want to be able to open some of this a little bit later, but it's been a lot of fun. It's different. It's a very different set. It's primarily paper. Right now, this isn't your mom and pop's flagship or anything. This is a much different product to flagship. There are multiple different types of relics. I mean, the amount of inserts, the amount of relic types, of autograph types. I mean, the biggest draw, I think, and the biggest positive of the product overall is the amount of F1 autos. And it's crazy because you only get one auto in a case. But if I were to open one case of Paddock Pass, one case of Chrome, I would put my money on the Paddock Pass hitting an F1 driver auto over the Chrome. So, and again, it is paper, so it's a little different. We'll have to see kind of where the market settles on what everyone thinks of paper for the most part. There are some Chrome cards in there, but yeah, overall, it's a great set. I think it complements Chrome very well as another product offering. I I still love Chrome, and I'm still going to be ripping plenty of Chrome. But I am going to be getting mixers up and ready because I think that I really think even more so. I can't believe I'm saying this, but even more so than a Chrome Sapphire mixer, I think it complements it so well. And one of the reasons being that you do have a really good chance to hit an F1 driver auto. So you're almost always going to come away with an F1 driver auto. Now, I'm sure people are going to get sick of the base, of the paper base, pretty quickly, but a lot of set builders out there and a lot of different ways to build sets. You know, you got your red foils, your black foils, and everything in between. So yeah, a lot of fun. Overall, really fun product, great price point. It's about half what a Chrome box is, although it's already edging up a little bit towards Chrome, but it is definitely cheaper. And it's a fun rip for sure.
Scott, one of the things I forgot to mention too, right before on the onset, I know that, you know, I've mentioned previously, you know, seeing a Chrome blaster box available at local Target. I saw you posted on your socials today on Instagram.
That's right.
At the P1 Castle. Jeez, I haven't done that in probably like 10 episodes where I add a the where there's not supposed to be in your handle. But anyways, I think one of the really cool things before we dive into some of these, you know, the card images and stuff, Paddock Pass and Chrome are available at your Targets and your Walmarts. Again, we've talked about it. Like those boxes aren't for the diehard F1 card collector. That is for, you know, to get more people into the hobby. Scott, I got to tell you, I saw some at Target and, you know, fainted because it's like one of the first times I've actually seen, you know, F1 cards in the wild. And I really wanted to just grab what was there. And then the little voice inside my head said, nope, leave them. Because if you take all of them, which is you're thinking this is great, I'm going to support Topps and Fanatics and whatever. But the problem is the person and the kids that go through and are looking for cards, especially this time of year, you know, stocking stuffers, presents under the trees and stuff. You want people to see F1 cards there. Even if it's the last thing available and you're going for, you know, Prism football or Topps baseball or whatever, and F1's all that's left there, you still have somebody there that could be opening F1 cards that may not have in the past. And especially kids. Like, Scott, I remember as a kid, like any cards I had, whether it was like, you know, X-Men cards or Marvel cards or, you know, baseball cards, like I would memorize the back of all the cards. Like I use that to learn, you know, especially like on baseball cards, like reading stats from prior years, looking at home runs and RBIs. Like this is perfect. Like, we're not opening these things for the hits that are there. Like this is like those base cards and everything. Like that's somebody's like entry point into the hobby. I think it's just fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's true. I had the biggest smile on my face when I saw those because it's the first time I've ever seen them. Like you said, in the wild here. I grabbed one blaster or whatever value box it is of Paddock Pass and opened it with Sebastian. Kind of, you know, he's my son, 2 years old at this point, so just turned 2. Actually.
Happy birthday to Seb!
Yeah, little Seb. And soon enough, he's gonna be big Seb. But yeah, so it was cool. I'm gonna have to start, you know, dropping my little P1 Castle insert cards next to them. but actually, another thing that I saw was they have like little fat packs. You know, the packs have like 20 cards in them or something. And they had like a display and stuff, and people have definitely bought them. Like it was not like full. Like people had definitely bought them already. So I was excited, and people responded to my story and they were like, "Is that the one on like 87?" Like kind of like where I live and everything like that. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, oh my gosh, like I'm coming home for the holidays. Like I'm going to hit up the store. I can't wait. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, no, I'm excited. I think it's really cool. Like we've said before, and like I've preached, you know, qualifying lap, Paddock Pass value boxes, Chrome blasters, like this stuff isn't for people that are entrenched in the hobby already. It's for kids. It's for new collectors to F1. It's for the random car lunch break rip. You know, like it's to get new people into the hobby, and that's how you have to view it. And there are good stuff coming out of this, right?
Oh, I
Like,
mean,
I've seen,
just incident.
oh yeah,
Chris pulled a Lewis Hamilton superfractor insert out of a blaster box. Like
yeah, it
pack
just
odds
came
of
in.
like pack odds of like 1 in what, almost 500,000,
Yeah,
something
literally
crazy like
insane.
that.
Yeah, that card actually just arrived 2 days ago here for P1 Castle Premium Consignment. So he's going to
Ooh,
turn,
spicy.
$30 into multiple thousands. So yeah, but he's on a run, man, because he also hit out of a light box, a $50 light box at Lids, out of 5 portrait of Lewis in 2022 Chrome, and this is after getting the Senna 1 of 1 tops now Hamilton card. So yeah, he's just on a tear right now. Everyone keeps telling him to go to the casino. I say just keep ripping boxes, man.
Just keep ripping. Just
There you
keep
go.
on ripping. Just just keep on swimming. All right, Scott, let's look at some of these cards. Some of these are in no particular order. So I just kind of like I said at the onset, like I haven't even seen a lot of this insert. I couldn't even tell you like what is in a normal pack, what is in a normal box. So like this is helpful to me as well.
Yeah, and if you want more information on Paddock Pass, a little shameless plug here, I do have a Paddock Pass video up on P1 Castle YouTube, so you can go check that out. And
We'll
that goes
link
through all
we'll
that stuff,
link it
right?
down below. I'll do the typical
Yeah.
YouTube thing. I'll throw
Link
a link
it down below. Click the link.
Click the link. If I could put it on screen right now, maybe I'll try to do that.
Maybe it'll be right here, guys.
Maybe it could be here or there.
Yeah,
God, but I'm so technology decrepit at this.
That video will give you all that kind of information, like what to expect in a pack, box, all that kind of stuff. But we're going to take a look at some of the individual hits here. So what you're looking at right now, if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're not, this is a power-packed Valtteri Bottas 1 of 1 gold rainbow parallel. So it's pretty similar to like foil fractors from past flagship years. Like that's the most similar. Like it's the paper version of a superfractor, basically. Like the design is very kind of superfractor-esque in that it's got like somewhat discs. It's more like hexagonal like stuff going on. So it's not exactly a superfractor. But it is a 1 of 1. I will say for some of the inserts, like the way that you can tell that something is a parallel is just like on this, if this wasn't a 1 of 1, if it was like a green out of 10, the gold part next to his name, Valtteri Bottas, on the right would be green. Mm-hmm. And then the Paddock Pass would be green. Everything else is exactly the same. So, parallels aren't quite as showy unless you get the 1-of-1s. Then obviously, you've hit something big. But yeah, it's a pretty cool insert. I feel like, the theme that they're going with this year, and you see it on all of the boxes of Chrome and Logo Fractor and everything, Sapphire, is like this lightning storm like type vibe, right? It's just like Chrome is this huge storm coming out. But yeah, so Power Packed is a pretty cool insert. The regular ones you get 1 every 6 packs. But the 1-of-1, I mean, this is like, dude, this is very rare to get. But it's a really cool card overall. I'm a fan.
The Beam Team. I know we talked about this last time out.
Yeah. Beam Team. So this is the OG design from like 1992, 93 basketball. Looks exactly the same as that, except it says Paddock Pass instead of Stadium Club. And on screen here, we have a Logan Sargent Beam Team autograph. And
screeching eagle sounds.
That's right. Cue him up. Bryan, get those eagles flying across the screen right now. Come on. We need somebody. We need somebody. If you want to be a part of the Carbon Cardboard podcast and YouTube show, and you're good at editing videos, contact us at Bryan's email.
Yeah, we'll put it in the link Instagram. Below. Yeah, I'm not putting my email in the link below. Instagram.
There we go. Send an email to thep1castle@gmail.com. How about that? We'll get it all sorted. But Beam Team are really cool. Beam Team are about 1 every 2 cases, but the autographs, and shout out to Lando Cardrissian, who kind of always does like the math for the number of cases, etc. And he did say that it's a little bit of a crapshoot on this product. Like in his post, he's like, listen, guys, like depending on what parallel you do the math on, it's kind of all over the place. Like it's as low as like 1,300 cases and as high as like a little over 2,000. But I think he landed on like, around 1,900 cases roughly is what we're looking at. And these Beam Team autographs are about 3 per driver. So
holy smokes.
These are extremely rare, and we hit a Logan Sargent. So that is absolutely insane.
Product's dead.
Monster.
Product's dead at this point.
Product is absolutely dead. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. I actually just hit a Valtteri Bottas one the other day, but yeah, nuts. They're really cool cards. I think these ones value-wise are really gonna stand the test of time. They're just a iconic card from the 90s and very limited short print. So
I mean, if there's only 3 or 4 of these tops, I mean, they're and the fact that, like you said, all that nostalgia kicks in for us old guys that are still collecting cards.
And I'd have to say, shout out to limited edition cards, Mike. He has personally, in his own home, opened over 60 cases of this product.
Wow.
And so he's been telling me, he was like, listen, he was a massive collector in the 90s, right? In the 90s, he was like a teenager growing up. He collected all of this stuff, and he's got like tons of sets of the Beam Team, like baseball, basketball, like all that kind of stuff. I think primarily he does basketball. And he's doing baseball, and he was talking to like some guys, and he's like, yeah, I don't know. It's paper. I'm not sure how I feel about it. And they told him, they're like, listen, like some of the most expensive cards in the world are paper. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's not wrong. So yeah, he's gone through 60 cases. He's probably got the biggest Paddock Pass collection in the world by now. So
I mean, a Mickey Mantle. Mickey Mantle's not chrome.
That's right. That's paper, baby. $10 million.
This Logan Sargent's gonna be there someday.
That could be the next Mickey Mantle right here. Logan Sargent, baby.
It's got the shades.
It's true. Yeah. So up next, I will say F2 and Legends, very rare in this product. This product is almost exclusively, I'd say like 90 to 95% of the cards are F1 drivers or some reserve drivers, but it is very heavy F1. Legends are only on a couple of inserts. Like I remember I initially priced out breaks. I ripped a bit of it, and I went back and I was like, oh, no. Like Legends need to come way down, because there are definitely going to be times where all you get are a handful of paper Legends, like base insert cards out of a case. But you can get what's on screen, and this is Prolific. So Prolific, it reminds me a little bit of like Color Blast from Panini, because it's got like a big like powder of like color, like on Senna. They've got a big red. They actually show him in his black and gold racing suit from the Johnny Player days, baby. Oh, this is awesome. A lot of Senna collectors are going to love this. One actually went criminally low on eBay recently. Someone got a huge steal, because there are only like, I think it was like 12 or something of these of each driver. It's an extremely low number, and these are 1 every 10 cases. 1 every 10 cases, and there's 12 drivers that have them. So if you're targeting one specific one, that's like 1 every 120 cases to get the driver that you're looking for. I've pulled 2 of them at this point, having gone through, like I said, 15 cases. So I'm a little bit above the average, but yeah, they're absolutely beautiful. Like the square hologram is kind of like the vibe for Stadium Club and for Paddock Pass here. Like we saw it on the Beam team. It's here on the Prolific. We'll see it on Sparks Fly when we look at those cards. But yeah, I mean, beautiful cards, extremely rare. Like I said, for Prolific, like these things are 1 in every 1,280 packs. That's a lot of packs.
That's a lot of packs.
A lot of packs. Another cool thing about the product, and up on the screen, we've got a Racing Lines Charles Leclerc green, is how low numbered a lot of the autos are. This auto is out of 3. Like we've never really seen this outside of Dynasty has out of 2 and has done like out of 4 in the past and stuff. But there are a ton of drivers that have like out of 2, out of 3 and everything and out of 5. And it's funny because the checklist isn't 100% accurate, right? Because it talks about how, out of 20, out of 5, out of 3, out of 1. But like I've seen a Lewis that's out of 2, and out of 2 doesn't exist on the checklist. So, I think certain drivers are going to be harder to hit, might have lower numbers. But just seeing like an out of 3 is like, whoa. Like that's pretty cool. So, and the green obviously looks great on this with Leclerc with the red, yellow, black, and green. Like it's like an Italian Ferrari vibe. Love the Racing Line signatures too, because not only does it have a good image of the driver, but it's also got the car, and it looks like they're like driving on some really cool track. And the autograph placement is nice. So yeah, these are beautiful cards, and out of 3 is pretty cool.
It's like Rainbow Road from Mario Kart.
It's true. So we got to talk about the relics. This reminds me of Echelenza, because last year in Echelenza, when you had a high numbered relic, odds are you're not going to get a good patch. Although we saw the non-numbered relics ended up with some good patches. But in that similar here, like if you're getting out of 35s, it's almost always a napkin. Out of 25, usually a napkin. But once you hit out of 10, every single out of 10 that I've pulled has been a great patch. And on screen, we have a Max Verstappen smoke show out of 10. And it's the bull's rear side. It's the rear side of the bull. We got the back leg, a little bit of the tail, and the part in between the tail and the leg, So we got the hindquarters Red Bull patch, we'll call it. And it's really cool because there are 5 different types of relic in the product, right? So there's a lot of relics. So there is what we have on the screen here, Smoke Show, and that's race worn memorabilia. It says it right on the front of the card, race worn memorabilia. Now it does say on the back, like, it's not from any specific, race, blah, 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 whatever. I don't really care that much about that. I don't need to know that it was, 2023 Qatar. Like that doesn't matter as much to me, but the fact that it's race worn is awesome. And Smoke Show, Terminal Velocity, and Push the Limits are all race worn. And now, interestingly enough, those 3 are all the 3 where it just shows the car. So it's an image of the car, and it's, Max Verstappen, race worn memorabilia. Now, when you have the Paddock Pass relics, those are those are authentic. I'm pretty sure. I might be mixing this up, but I think those are the ones that are authentic memorabilia. So that's just like kind of a picture of the driver. And then you have Top Crop, which is driver worn. Again, I may be mixing up Paddock Pass and Top Crop, but one of them says driver worn, one of them says authentic memorabilia, right? Top Crop is pretty cool as well. I think we might have a Top Crop in here. I don't know if I sent you an image of a Top Crop. Here's try scrolling through a little bit. I think I may have. No, maybe not. But Top Crop is cool because it's got like it's the driver, and then behind them is kind of like a map, right? And it shows the location of the country they're from. So like Lando Norris, it's got England. So it's got a map. It looks like you're looking at like a globe almost. And then like the part that they're from is like in red. It's really cool. I love the theme they have for Top Crop. And again, I think that one is driver worn. You know what? I'm actually gonna know. I've got cards right here. Okay, here we go. So Top Crop, I was right. Top Crop is authentic memorabilia. And oh yeah, here I'll put one up on here. So this is what Top Crop looks like. So as you can see, I'll try to get it really close. There you go. So it's like a little bit of the map, and then England for Lando Norris is highlighted in red. So really cool. I like that there's multiple versions. There's different types, race worn, driver worn, authentic memorabilia. So lots of relics to pick from.
All right, let's go through some of these really quickly here.
Sure. So this is another one that's really cool. Sparks Fly. So again, it's got like the square hologram, but Sparks Fly is exactly what you think of, right? When you think of Formula One, it is images of the drivers, and it's just F1 drivers with sparks coming off their cars. And these are real images, guys. Like, these are real images of the cars, like, going as fast as possible. Because if you don't know, like, Formula One cars, when they are going as fast as possible, that's when they have maximum like downforce pushing the car down, and they get on the ground there, and they'll have that plank underneath the car scraping against the tarmac, and you get those big sparks, and they just look beautiful. Here we have a George Russell. Up next, there's a Sergio Perez. Look at the sparks coming off the back of that. It literally looks like fireworks off the back of Sergio Perez's car. Absolutely insane. And then we got Valtteri Bottas, very similar. These cards look amazing. I'm telling you right now, I'm putting together a Sparks Fly. That may be the one thing that I put together from this set is Sparks Fly. Although I do like the world stage because it's more flag stuff. But yeah, beautiful cards. Another one we've got on screen here. This is a Triumvirate. So Triumvirate it's kind of like a set of 3 cards. It's going to be one driver. Here we have Nico Hulkenberg pictured. And you'll have the driver, and then there's actually a card that's just for the team. So it's like Haas, whatever their car is called, like for Red Bull, it's the RB20. But so for Haas, it'll be the car. And then on the other side is Kevin Magnussen. And you can literally put them together like a puzzle piece. If you want to get them graded, you can't. But, if you've got them there, you can put them together. They lock in like puzzles, and you can make the whole team, the 2 drivers in the car. This one is actually a luminescent, I believe luminescent. I think it makes sense that this is luminescent. There's also Illuminator. Very, very rare. But really cool cards, and love to see some die cut coming in F1.
I was going to say, I think it's the first die cut that we've got. And conveniently, PSA just announced too that they have new die cut holders for their slabs, because in the past it would be it would shake around in there. But what they do is they're going to do basically the insert where it sits inside the slab. They're going to have it all marked out when they are doing the pre-screen for grading and whatnot. So
that's cool.
I think that's going to be pretty cool. I have not seen one yet, but I'll be on the lookout.
Nice. Up next here is a superfractor. So it took me 23 cases, I believe, to hit my first superfractor in Chrome. It took me, I think, 4 to hit my first superfractor in Paddock Pass. Ironically, it was another Fernando Alonso. So we hit a Fernando Alonso car superfractor. I actually just hit a Carlos Sainz the other day. So I'm now at more superfractors out of Paddock Pass than I am out of Chrome. But yeah, the superfractors look like any other superfractor. It's a Chrome card. It is the full superfractor, golden disc and everything. Look, they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. They look stunning. I am a huge fan. These cards are amazing. And a George Russell portrait superfractor from this product just sold for $2,500 on eBay. So pretty nuts. Here's another example of an autograph. So again, tons of different autographs. There's 5 different autograph types. This one is apex autograph. So it's a picture of the car kind of taking an apex, like it shows the car coming around an apex. This one, Lance Stroll, again out of 3. So really cool there. There's Paddock Pass signatures, Apex autographs, Lone Star signatures, Racing Line signatures, and then we've seen the Beam Team autographs. And there's also co-signers. The last one we got to show here. So not only have I hit 2 superfractors and that 101 Bottas we showed, but we hit a 1-of-1 Charles Leclerc Racing Line signatures gold rainbow parallel. This thing is absolutely stunning. And shout out to Supermax, Super MSC, Helen, friend of the show, who hit this. Unreal.
Oh, good for Helen.
Yeah. massive card. So we don't know. She's still deciding whether she wants to hold on to it or send it to P1 Castle Premium Consignment. So we'll see where this card ends up. But it is beautiful. Oh my god! Like having it in person, it is absolutely stunning. I wonder if I have it right over here or not. But yeah, on screen, I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous. And I don't have it right here. So yeah, but epic card. Congratulations to Helen. And these cards just seem to be popping out all over the place. So really fun product. Overall, I give it a good grade. I think it's really fun. There's a ton of hype. Everyone wants to break it right now. I don't know how long that hype will last and how long people want to break it, but I think it'll be fun, again, like I said, to mix with Chrome. I think that's really, where I see myself ripping this stuff is with Chrome, one case of each as a pick your team or pick your driver, and I think it'll be a lot of fun.
So, and obviously, I'll personally go back and double check the your preview video on your P1 Castle YouTube channel. But like, do you think it works better as a break, or do you think it works better as like by the box or by the case?
So I think it's a really fun Percy product. The only issue is in a case, you're going to get one auto and
Mm-hmm.
2 relics. So it can be kind of a letdown if you buy a Percy and you get one of the 5 boxes that don't have either the relic or the auto, right? So if you can swing it, a case of this is a really fun personal rip for sure. I don't know if there are any more available on tops. There were. I was telling people, please go buy them because they're affordable. They were cheaper on tops than they were like on Blowout and all the other places. So it's a really fun personal rip if you can rip a whole case. Other than that, I mean, I think pick your driver might be tough with these on a single case. I think pick your team is kind of the sweet spot just because, you're getting a decent amount of cards. Like at least 2 to 3 teams usually end up doing really well. And it's affordable, right? That's the thing. So, you can hop in like a 3 case break and like you're guaranteed to get some stuff. So I don't know. I mean, if you can swing it, Percy case, I think, is the best way to enjoy this product. But a personal box can be really fun too. And like I said, the blasters are out there, value boxes. And we're going to be mixing it with Chrome to help fill in the gaps there for pick your driver. So yeah.
I just checked tops.com. They still have hobby boxes individually. I don't know what the limit is on that, but cases are now sold out. So
No more cases. Well, boxes is still cool.
yeah, absolutely. And we talked about it too. It's just kind of, I guess the last question before we talk about the Hearts of Empowerment stuff. Condition wise, obviously primarily paper.
Yep.
Of course, the OCD card prepper in me was looking at some of the corners on even some of the pictures and stuff. I mean, with paper, it's a different beast. You're not going to get the crisp, clean edges like you're going to get on a Chrome card. I can probably already make a strong assumption here too that obviously for some of these really rare things, you're still gonna want to get them graded. I would just probably forewarn everybody now: don't expect all PSA 10s.
No, absolutely not. I mean, from the majority of the autos that I've pulled, paper autos, I don't think a single one will get a gem. Like the corners on these, like first of all, the back is mostly black on everything, which is, we've seen that before, even in Chrome can be an issue. But, in paper, multiply that by 10 at least, right? Yeah. I mean, the corners are not good at all. So yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. If you see paper cards in a 10, that is going to be very rare. Again, there are a decent amount of Chrome cards that come out of this. So there is that. But yeah, paper, I wouldn't expect good grades.
All right, let's wrap the show up here. The last couple minutes here, just talking about your involvement with Hearts of Empowerment. We just talked about it at the very opening of the show. This is the 3rd year that you've been working with this organization. So I guess just like the quick 30-second, how did this even come to pass, and what can we look forward to this year?
Sure. So the way this actually came to pass is, and folks that are new to the hobby may not recognize the name, but if you've been around for a few years, you will. So Nikhil Datta, actually, he's been a collector that's been in ever since kind of 2020 cards came out, he's been entrenched in the Formula One hobby, and he works for this charity. As I don't know if it's full time, but he works for the charity, helps out Hearts of Empowerment. It's based in the Washington D.C. / Maryland metropolitan area, and they do tons of stuff throughout the entire year. But one of the things that Nikhil kind of put to me a few years ago was to have a holiday kind of charity raffle, a way to raise funds for the holidays. Essentially, what the money goes towards is to serve underprivileged children and families in need around the holiday season. I think a lot of us take for granted, whether it's Hanukkah, Christmas, what have you, having presents under the tree or getting the gifts, the things you want. I remember as a kid kind of, circling all of the little things that I wanted in the magazine. I don't know how many I'd end up getting of them, but, it was always fun to get gifts as a kid, especially. And a lot of families, they just don't have the disposable income to be able to do that, right? They're paying their bills and trying to get by. So this is a way to make sure that their children don't go through the holidays without receiving those gifts, right? So 100% of the money here goes to the charity. You do not even pay me. You pay the charity directly. But what we do to raise money, and again, this is the third year running, is I put together kind of a curation of cards, mostly slabs, but different cards. And we have raffles. So for instance, I posted the first 6 at the time of viewing this. It would have been last night. I posted the first 6. One of them, for instance, is a PSA 9 Oscar Piastri Aqua 2023 Sapphire portrait. And it's split up into 4 spots at $25 a spot. And you can buy a maximum of 2 spots. I did want to make it so someone can't just go in and basically outright buy the card. We want folks to have fun with it. But if you pick up a spot, you claim your spot the same way you would kind of in a break, except instead of paying me, you go to the link in my bio, and we can put the link here in the show notes as well. And that's where you go, you donate the money. Also, I will say, even if you don't want to enter a raffle for the cards, the link in my bio and that we'll put in the show notes here is always open. And if you'd like to donate money, without entering a raffle, obviously feel free. But I wanted to kind of take cards from my collection and essentially donate them to the charity and offer this as a way for folks to give back to families in need, and you'll also have a chance to win a card. So for folks joining this, really it's the same as kind of just joining a raffle for a card, except instead of the money going to me, it's going directly to charity. So it's for a good cause. We raised a ton of money. I think the first year was like around $2,500. Last year was over $5,000. We're aiming to crush that goal this year. And then at the end of this, I actually will have another announcement of something that we're going to be doing all throughout 2025. So the giving isn't going to stop here, but really excited to do this again, and already thrilled with the engagement that we've gotten so far in the ones we posted last night. I'm going to be posting more tonight as you're watching this, so Thursday night and Friday night, and then we're going to do the drawings like Saturday or Sunday. To make sure that we get it in time for Christmas. But don't worry, all the money will go towards buying those gifts for the kids. But yeah, so really excited to do this again and to be partnered with Hearts of Empowerment, and just really appreciate everyone's involvement, and every dollar counts, but really appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome. I'm looking forward to this. I know I've been involved the last couple of years too, and I probably will just make the donation without you. I have plenty of cards. I don't need any more, but I certainly think there are some cool ones. Actually, some graded in Q3 headquarters too.
Quite a few.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff there. So like you said, we'll have the link and stuff down below, and stay tuned to P1 Castle on Instagram for more of that information. So love to see it. So all right, Scott, I know we're going to try to get another episode out here pretty quickly before the holidays really kick in, and we'll probably take a little bit of a break after, before we get ramping up in 2025, and it's going to be pretty exciting.
That's right. Looking forward to it.
All right, let's bring this one home.
All right, everybody. Well, collect your cardboard. Keep it carbon.